Hey guys, it's Oluchi for Ray's Breakfast. Thanks for always tuning in. Our research has shown that you're probably not subscribed to our channel. What are you waiting for? Make sure you hit that subscribe button below so you never miss out on our latest content and stay in the loop with all things Ways. If the channel grows, it means more great content for you guys. So hit that subscribe button now.
It's a very bright Monday, even though it's raining. Hello and welcome to What Are You Saying? #Ways, where we talk about topics in the news as it affects us all. I am Osayo Mesale, and today I'm feeling very, very colorful and mellow, not my usual style. We're getting used to it. Hi, Marianne. Hi, Messi.
Hi. I like the bright color. It does,
Yeah.
it's different, and it gives our set a little bit
Just to be like a little sunshine in
I
the midst of
know.
the bloom and gloom.
which is good. Which is good. It makes me look lighter.
Oh, great. The day is bright.
It's bright and fair. Oh, happy day.
Agbaya.
A day of joy. The day is bright. It's bright and fair. Oh, happy day of joy.
Anyway, we're trying to serve you our customers. It's customer service week.
Absolutely.
Yes. Whatever makes you happy makes us happy. We're doing it for you. These
Marianne,
colours-
how was your weekend rather?
My weekend was very restful. I'm still struggling with jet lag. So I've not been working out a lot. But I had a great time. I slept very well. As you can see, no marks on my face. Yeah, very well rested.
That's nice. How about you, Messi?
My week, right?
Your weekend? Your weekend just started. The weekend.
My
See,
weekend
when do I
was...
feel like you're absent-minded?
No, I'm
my
not upset-minded because I wasn't fine. I was just asking about my week or my weekend, but my weekend was, somewhat stressful. I think it mostly mental stress because a certain bank decided to put everybody, away, and
Shall we
it's been a
not?
very serious. Trust me, it was just a lot of struggle trying to just
Did you wash
access cash. And all
Did you wash plates?
what I did was I tried not to. I think my first experience was I literally had to tell the dry cleaners, sorry, no worry, I go come give you, I go send them. I go try send them. So there was so much grammar speaking. It felt like, you're not trying to pay and what have you. But that alone doesn't really make sense because a lot of people are really stranded. And I hope that this, the CBN and everybody is, doing the needful because it was quite stressful for me. Yeah, quite stressful.
As well. I had a restful weekend as well because I was really, really stressed out throughout the week. Even though I literally didn't step out of my, when my chauffeur dropped me in the house, I didn't step out until this morning when he came to pick me again.
Oh, that's good.
I intentionally just stayed, even
That's,
though
you
I
had
almost...
the best weekend.
No, even though I not really, because even throughout that thing, I sleep at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. because I was working. I had a very huge documentation to put together, but even at that, it was still better. I almost wanted to go out yesterday, but the person saved me. Said, don't stress yourself, just stay, because that would have meant me traveling out of state to do for something, but it was good that I just stayed back.
You look restful.
Yeah, I did sleep. I was literally on my bed sleeping.
I don't know what
I
to
hear
say.
that's the best. I hear that's the best way to sleep.
It's very therapeutic.
It's very therapeutic.
Even walking around like
so
that.
it helps you sleep well.
Yeah,
So
it's very good. I love it. I love it.
I didn't say anything.
You're in your best form.
I didn't say anything. You didn't hear anything.
Welcome to the show.
All right. So if you're yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, it's an official Upgrade TV. Go there now and click on the subscribe button. We had enough is enough. Tonight, in partnership with Enough is Enough, we'll be going through the historical journey to Nigeria's independence and the key events and the features, right? And of course, Nigeria's path to independence was shaped by political, social, and economic struggles with nationalist movements and key figures leading to its independence on the 1st of October, 1960. Yeah. Merci.
Okay, so we also have our evolving constitution from 1946 to
Okay. Hold on. I think I need to go on this colonial rule and early resistance from 1914 to 1920. It says the British formal control began in 1914 with the Northern.
And Southern Protectorate.
Absolutely. I'm trying to find the amalgamation of the Northern and Southern Protectorate. Early resistance emerged in 1922, driven by nationalists calling for greater Nigerian involvement in governance. Haba Macaulay, of course, the father of Nigerian nationalism, founded the Nigerian National Democratic Party, that's NNDP, in 1923, the first political party. Yeah.
And then we moving on to our evolving constitution.
Chaotic.
Yeah, it was 1946 to 1954. So if you remember vividly your classes. Exactly. The Richards Constitution of 1946 gave limited political involvement to Nigerians. I'm straining right now. And you also have the 1951 Macpherson Constitution, which established a federal system with regional powers. Moving on to the Littleton Constitution of 1954, it strengthened Nigeria's federal structure and paved the way for self-governance. Now, the independence negotiation took place between 1957 to 1960. Now, in 1957, you had the London Constitutional Conference, which started discussion about Nigeria's independence. Fast forward to 1960, Nigerian leaders and the British government reached an agreement. And then in 1st October 1960, Nigeria achieved independence with Nnamdi Azikiwe as the Governor General and Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa as Prime Minister. Now, key figures in Nigeria's independence struggle, you can't forget the likes of Herbert Macaulay, who is the father of Nigerian nationalism. And you also have the likes of Ahmadu Bello, who represented the northern interest in post-independence Nigeria. And Nnamdi Azikiwe was the first president and central figure in the independence movement. And you also have Tafawa Balewa, who's the first prime minister who led negotiations for independence, and Obafemi Awolowo, who advocated for the regional autonomy.
I think we're having for me, I feel like we're revisiting our government and history classes.
Classes, yeah.
Now, we're suing for, of course, stronger Nigeria. This is what we need to do. Elect leaders who are committed to serving the people, reject corrupt practices and demand accountability and transparency, support local businesses and policies that promote economic growth, invest in skills development and education, and celebrate our values and diverse cultures. In conclusion, Nigeria's independence came easier than others in Africa, but there was a struggle and determination. It is our duty now to uphold justice, equality, and progress, building on the legacies of those who fought for our freedom. A true patriot loves their country, not for what it can do for them, but what they can do for their country. And this is from Sir Nnamdi Azikiwe, the very first president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Awesome, awesome. All right, so thank you to Enough is Enough. So tonight, right, we want to be looking at the ongoing Wike versus Fubara drama. Reviewing the local government elections, the outcome, and we would also be joined by some guests to discuss this conversation. And here's what we found as today's quote. It says, Godfatherism can't win constantly. Instead, it destroys and tears down what one is supposed to uphold. All right, this is from Omotosho, Omotayo, Olawande. So when we open our phone lines, we really love to hear your thoughts on this conversation. When But first, let's quickly run off this one. We're going to breeze through what we found in today's news. All right, thanks for staying with us. Now, World Cotton Day is observed on the 7th of October. It was established to highlight the significance of cotton as a global commodity. It focuses on its impact and on economies, agriculture, and livelihoods, particularly in developing countries. The day promotes sustainable practices in cotton production and supports the farmers and communities involved in this vital industry. The day is an opportunity to highlight the role of cotton in creating jobs and maintaining economic stability in cotton-producing countries, particularly in least developed countries. My late father-in-law used to be a cotton farmer. Very huge cotton farm
Wow, he must be rich.
in the north. My dear.
The thing
Nigeria
is,
happens to the farm.
Exactly, because farmers at the time used to be really, really raking in the money.
He had expanse, hectares of land. You know, it was a huge business. But again,
it's cotton really a business anymore now.
That's where I don't even know. But I was even going to say that when it comes to business sustainability and continuity, right? Most times I'm really afraid of businesses. You know, no matter how big your business grows, if you're not intentional about putting a structure that can outlive you, that can function without you in the picture, then you're literally just...
It's because of the Nigerian factor, really, because there seems to not be any sustainability per se, except you are like a
succession plan is always a big deal.
Yes, or you're a key player, or you're dining and wining with the elites and the politicians. If not, there's no sustainability.
All right, so let me come to you, Messi, quickly. What do you find for us in the news?
All right, so I found that Governor Diko Rada of Katsina State has launched the distribution of 21,924 bags of rice as part of the federal government's food security program. And the essence or the purpose of this is to alleviate the current economic hardship faced by citizens. So, the program is targets various segments of the population, mostly vulnerable women and youths, and various ward and local government areas, amongst others. Well, it's the same thing. So first off, when I saw this, it just brings us back to the conversation that feels like a joke everywhere, because if you go online, you see the comments about the government's response to rice. So whatever problem the people have, it's just a rice thing. And, it's not funny anymore, because if we're looking at this, does this solve the problem in a very long run? Yeah. If we're talking about the food crisis that we're faced with, food security challenge, distributing bags of rice, does it solve the problem? Does that solve our food security challenge?
I rise or compatriot.
Well, basically, it is...
It's not funny, really.
So every time I see this...
I feel like they're taking the mickey out of our situation. They're laughing at us, and they're saying, just give them rice, they'll shut up. And that also, is a poor reflection of us.
How many bags of rice do they want to give one person?
Well, we don't even know. So you want to multiply. If you're looking at the states now, you have to look at the wards, right?
And why should
are they collecting the right to go and farm it, or they're collecting to go and
you're
it's
buying.
Eating. I said distributing. You're saying
they
said they are distributing this rice. You didn't. The essence is to actually
40,000 or 45,000 for it.
Well, they didn't include that. They made it look like it's just that plan where they're distributing the rice. That's according to the report. Maybe. So they're just sharing it as a means to alleviate the economic hardship.
The point that I'm trying to draw out in this thing is that even if they gave me 10 bags of rice, it will finish.
It won't even solve the problem.
We need to build a lot more sustainable practices when it comes to helping to alleviate poverty in this country.
And economic hardship.
Absolutely. Marianne, your story.
Well, my story is about the culture minister who has the controversy about her NYSC certificate. And we all know that this didn't start today. She is that minister that was queried for concluding her NYSC while she was still in office, or while she held the office of the Minister of the Federal Republic. And yesterday she was on Channels Television with Sheil, and he did ask her expressly, did you graduate, did you conclude your NYSC before taking your ministerial appointment? Here's what she had to say.
Are we? What did she say?
So Sheung asked her, and she said she didn't say yes or no. She just said that she didn't break the law. And Sheung said, but your certificate reads that, you know, you concluded NYSC while you were still the minister. She said, is that what you saw? Are you sure that's what you saw? Well, when the time comes, I'll speak about it. And the bigger question that Sheung asked was, you know that you hold this office, you know, in trust for Nigerians, and you owe Nigerians an explanation of sorts. So why aren't you explaining? And she just kept saying, well, when the time will come, well, as long as I'm sat here, it means that, you know, somewhat, she was very dismissive about it, like it was a non-issue.
Yeah.
But to me, it shows...
Is this not the same issue that landed Kemi Adeosun in trouble?
And she resigned. But for me, it's the temerity, it's the effrontery that...
When is it time?
No. She said, well, as you see, because I'm sat here, it means that, you know, in not so many words, a non-issue. In other words, you can keep shouting, we'll be eating.
It's well. All right, so my own story, I thought to touch on this a bit because I don't understand what the buzz was. There was a video that went viral of Patience Ozokwo greeting the former First Lady, Patience Jonathan. And she knelt down to greet her. And, of course, Patient Jonathan saw her stand up to, you know, give her a hug, pick her up and all of that. And there has been so much buzz on social media. Why would Patience Ozokwo kneel down to greet, what's it called, Pepe? Pepe is 58, Mama G is 66. That in terms of age. But I don't know. What are your thoughts? Because for me, I think it's a non-issue. But you see, Nigerians try to make issues out of something. When you are in a position like, so this is how it works, right? I have people that are younger than me, but they are in a much higher position, right? I would choose how I choose to respect them.
Yes.
And because you're respecting the office that they occupy.
Exactly.
And that's what I think Patience Mama G was doing, like just respecting the office that she had occupied. I mean, it's like
Pueblo after receiving his
that went to frustrate.
I mean, that has its own, you know.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying that why are we making noise about it? Patience Jonathan and Mama G, she stood up and lifted her, and they're good.
And besides, she was not compelled to do it. It came out of her own free will to say, oh, this is the former First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and she deserves that honor, that respect. So waiting be una problem. And I don't go put on a mat where issues supposed to be.
We have misplaced priorities.
I'm telling you, very misplaced. Yeah. On that note, let us be going. Let's discuss River State. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Nigeria, by extension, Africa, is faced with a lot of challenges.
With the growing youth population and very little engagement.
That is a ticking time bomb.
We're blessed people with a diverse culture who have a lot to say.
And yes, we are talking. It is important we drive conversations that informs, inspires, and influences thoughts and actions.
If we say there is beauty in diversity, then let us embrace our diverse culture.
We must continue to courageously be the voice of transformation.
As we are the hope for the future, yesterday's conversation shaped today.
What are you saying to shape your tomorrow?
We know you have a lot to say, and we are here to hear you.
If the foundations be bad,
what can the righteous do?
How do we start amending the foundation? And you talked about the Constitution. We've had so many constitutional amendments back and forth, and half the time they're for personal interest and not about we the people. So how do we go about it? Because you've also said we don't have the people. So how do we manufacture them?
You see, the collective ignorance in Nigeria is legendary, underestimated. People don't know. Right? You see, it doesn't matter how determined you are. A billion fools coming together sincerely to take an action will take a foolish action. It doesn't matter how many they are or how long how they feel, how much they hate. Determination is not a strategy. Neither is anger. Right? People have to learn to subject their feelings to reasoning and allow those reasoning to be guided by truth before they move to action. There's a lot of movement going on in Nigeria, but 99.9% of the time, it's a movement of emotion to action. The reasoning and truth is missing within the gap.
And no strategy.
Now, when you have a critical mass that are terribly ignorant, fearful, and opaque, because you see, you have to understand the character of the Nigerian. He is extremely hopeful. Extremely hopeful. Now, anything you are willing to tolerate will never change. Never.
All right, thanks for staying with us. Now, tonight we will be looking at the fight between two elephants in River State, the governor, Fubara, and his predecessor, Nyesom Wike, the Federal Capital Territory Minister. The political fight between the two has split the state's legislature into two fractions and crippled governance in the state. The recent local government elections in Rivers held on Saturday, and this has intensified the ongoing political conflict between the former governor and, of course, the current governor. The elections were marked by significant controversy, particularly due to the PDP's boycott in solidarity with Wike, which altered the political landscape. Fubara's allies contesting under the Action People's Party, that's APP, emerged victorious, winning 22 out of 23 local government council. These outcome underscores the critical nature of local governance in Nigeria, where control over council can significantly influence state power dynamics. Now, the aftermath of the elections has further entrenched divisions within the state as the implications of Fubara's victory ripples through the political landscape. With the eyes of the nation on River State, the electoral outcome will play a pivotal role in shaping the future of governance and political alliance in the region. So to join us to have the conversation is a former deputy chairman under Nyesom Wike. What's his name? I'm trying to find his name. Professor Lawrence Chukwu. And the second person is a former media aide. Yes. For, of course, the same Nyesom Wike. He's joined us as well. Sorry, apologies. Are you there? Good evening.
Good evening. Professor Lawrence Chukwu is here with you. Good evening.
Okay. Professor Lawrence, thank you so much for joining us. Can you hear us?
It is my pleasure.
Okay, all right. So quickly, let us jump into this conversation. First of all, I had to stay out of anything politics or whatever over the weekend because I just needed my sanity. But unfortunately, going on social media today and just opening up social media, you're seeing so many things that have come out of, even though there was a very peaceful elections. I mean, I don't think there were any rockers or whatever during the elections, but now the aftermath of the elections has revealed so much chaos and violence to the extent of what we see now on the screen, burning down of local government councils and all of that. And, in the same to kind of like fight back for what has transpired. So help us to understand and make it make sense. What is going on with River State? And I keep on asking this question. Is it that this political war or whatever it is that is happening cannot be resolved, that it then results to public properties being destroyed and lives being lost?
What is going on in River State is simply wickedness and an attempt for an individual and his cohorts to own River State, to appropriate River State to themselves. That is exactly what is happening. A situation where a few individuals will think that they have become so powerful that they will lord it over the entire Rivers people, the entire Rivers State. It is unimaginable. And of course, Rivers State is beyond the situation where one man and his group will make any attempt to control. That is the problem. Somebody wants to hold on power by all means. And Rivers people are resisting it, irrespective of political party. Everybody witnessed what happened in last year election. Well, I don't want to talk about it, but God brought somebody who loves Rivers State as the governor of Rivers State. And now that governor is doing the bidding of Rivers people, not the bidding of any godfather. That is where all this problem is emanating from. That the governor is doing what Rivers people want. A situation where we had 4 states that had election on Saturday. 4 states: Jigawa, Akwa Ibom, Benue State, and Rivers State. It is only Rivers State that is being heard of. It is embarrassing. Akwa Ibom have the 3rd citizen of this country, Akpabio, Senator Akpabio, who went and voted and left. 3rd citizen. There's no chaos. There's no problem in Akwa Ibom State. Benue State has an SGF who does not agree with his governor. They have done the election. There is peace in Benue State. Then the question is, why Rivers State? The reason is that somebody wants to hold on the wealth of the state permanently. And Rivers people are saying no to that. The local government election held on Saturday was very, very peaceful, irrespective of the fact that police refused to participate. But we also use that opportunity to know that we don't even need police for a free and fair and credible election. So Rivers people voted, and their vote counted. Results announced, chairman sworn in. Because these chairmen and councillors are not from an individual, that is why they want to burn down Rivers State. There is no other reason other than that. PDP did not participate in the election. That is the governor's party. The governor is not worried that his political party did not participate in the election, because what the governor wants is let all political parties that are interested, and in fact, only one that did not participate, let there be democratically elected councils. And there is today democratically elected councils from the grassroots for the first time for a long time in Rivers State. But because these candidates did not emanate from one man buying form for all of them, that is why they want to burn down Rivers State. Democracy has come to stay in Rivers State. Rivers people have been liberated. So it is the enemies of Rivers State that are fighting to ensure that Rivers State goes back to slavery. But unfortunately, it can't happen.
Okay.
And they are doing this because they have federal backing. They are having because they have Abuja backing. And that is why we are calling on the president of this country to please save Rivers State. Because if he does not save Rivers State, if Rivers State collapses, Nigeria will collapse. Okay. Because the Rivers State is the gateway to Niger Delta. Except nobody wants any crude or gas again from this state. Any attempt or any, because why this is happening is that people want to control Rivers State by force, and the people of Rivers State are saying no, leave Rivers State for us
alone. Okay.
Okay, Professor, let me come.
Leave Rivers State for us.
Professor, let me ask you, because you keep saying they. Who are they? Who are these people who you term as the enemies of Rivers State? I'm hoping that this day you're talking about are from without Rivers State, because I do not want to believe that there are Rivers indigents who would want to destroy their own state.
The day I am referring to are the enemies of the states, people who want to pocket Rivers State.
Do they have a name?
Rivers State is too big to be in the pocket of any individual. Now, the day I'm talking about is my former boss, whom I was deputy chairman under, His Excellency Ezebonye Wike. Two of us are from Obio. He is the one trying to control every goddamn thing in Rivers State, trying to control everybody. But it is not possible. So he and his cohorts in PDP are the ones that have been making things difficult for even the governor that emanated from their party.
But is he not in the in the right to do so, given that, we never heard of Fubara. Like, he practically did all the campaign, did everything to put that guy in power, right? So is it not like almost
So
like he feels like this is his own right? Go ahead, Professor.
His own right is, does River State belong to him? River State does not belong to any individual, anybody, or any group. I am a staunch member of APC. I didn't support Fubara. I didn't vote.
Oh, wow.
Fubara.
We're having network.
My candidate, architect, Pastor Tove Cool. Right.
We're having
Professor, we're having issues.
We're having challenges.
Maybe we
with
should
this
try
audio,
Mr.
yes.
Taminola.
I don't know if Christian Taminola is there now, but I think, but you see, all this conversation that is going on, Marianne and Mercy, help me understand, make it make sense, because this has always been the pattern. You understand?
No, it hasn't always been the pattern.
Sorry,
when you want to talk about Rivers politics, I live
Marianne,
there. I know Rivers politics.
What's his name? No. Nyesom Wike's emergence as governor. Who facilitated it?
He didn't. It was facilitated by the former president's wife. I know Rivers politics.
Okay.
Now, of course, Wike did work at some point as a chairman of Obiakwa local government when Amechi was governor. Doesn't mean that he facilitated, he becoming the governor. Remember, he was a Minister of State for Education under the Jonathan administration while Amechi was still governor. And then, of course, when Amechi jumped ship to the APC, they became arch enemies. But at no point did Amechi give him the position of a governor. That came from the presidency.
So it wasn't facilitated by the governor.
Not
so why did he have the same issue?
Well, again, I think it's a power play that happens in Rivers State. This is always what happens. Between Amechi and Wike, it's not necessarily the finger that fed you, because whether we like it or not, there are those who would tell you that Wike actually facilitated Amechi becoming governor. It's the other way around.
Okay, who is available? Okay, Tamolola Christian, I believe he has joined us. Good evening.
And that's not true.
Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Sorry, your network is very bad, so we're going to ask that you leave the meeting and join again. Hopefully we can hear you better when you join us again.
I think so. But Tamolola is there, right?
Actually, what I did was...
Go ahead. Go ahead. We can hear you.
You have a... No, can you lay the foundation?
Mr. Tamolola, can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you right now.
Perfect.
Okay. All right, so we are just trying to make sense of what is going on in Rivers State. We're asking, why do we have this unending rift between Wike and Fubara? And, what is the current situation, your own assessment of the current things that are happening with the burning of the local government offices that we saw a lot of videos online. Just help us make it make sense.
Okay. First and foremost, by way of a background, it's important for our listeners and the viewers to appreciate that I served the FCT minister during his 8-year tenure as one of his aides, as special advisor, first on interparty and then thereafter on labor. I'm aware that the FCT minister's enthronement as the governor was navigated by, if I don't know of any other person, I know that past First Lady, Mrs. Patient Jonathan, had a very strong role in that wise. Now, for 8 years, for goodness sake, the FCT minister as governor ruled. I'm not sure there was any interference. At the end of the 8 years, it pleases the governor, the immediate past governor, by God, to enthrone Fubara as the governor of Rivers State. For goodness sake, that's where the problem is. In his valedictory speech in the past, the FCT minister made all forms of, I mean, they are on social media. This is the governor, I'm not going to interfere, I'm not going to be this, I'm not going to be that, and whatsoever. Why do you want to still have control? Why don't you let the rope off the animal, off the cow? That is the thrust of the matter. You want to control on all fours. So
but I don't think he would have the audacity to want to control Fubara if they did not have a behind the scene conversation, because I keep on saying that it was the Nyesom Wike that did all the campaigns. He did everything to facilitate Fubara's emergence as governor of Rivers State. So I don't want to believe that he would just want to do all of this if they did not have a secret agreement behind closed doors. But let us take a break. When we come back from the break, we're having challenges with the audio. We'll come back. We'll take a break now. I'll come back to you, Christian. Stay with us. All right, thanks for staying with us. Now, if you just tuned in, we're discussing Wike and Fubara. We're reviewing the local government elections and the outcome. Of course, we have our guest, Professor Lawrence Chijioke Chukwu, and we also have Itamunola Christian. They've joined us. Please, let's hear what you have to say. If you remember, you can join this conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-4663. Our phone lines are also now open. The number to call, 07025007749 or 070-142-42420. You can join the conversation. Messi, let me come to you. Kristen and Itamunola is there.
Okay. Can I talk to Chris now? Chris, are you there? Hello, Chris.
Oh. Yes, I am.
All right.
Can you manage me like this?
Why not?
Yes. Can you
definitely. We can do that. All right. So a quick one. Some people believe, I mean, a lot of people...
Let me continue from where you stopped.
Go ahead.
There are several governors. I can give example. Akwa Ibom State, Delta State, Edo State. You have what is called godfatherism. I don't know what is so called. I'm not interested in it, but in the Nigerian context, you have that. In these other places, there is peace. Very recently, a few days ago, in Cross River State, in Akwa Ibom State, where the Senate president also, at least one way or the other, had such influences and so on. They had local government elections and so on. For goodness sake, no matter what you are talking about, there must be a limit. You can't install a person and intend that you will completely rule, you will completely administer the state while he's in office. Let's leave that particular aspect. The most important thing is, at the end of the day, there is a challenge. A debacle had taken place that had unfortunately frustrated governance in Rivers State for the past now going to 2 years. Whatever it is, no matter what it is, I'd like you to appreciate that the governor of Rivers State, Sir Fubara, has a constitutional responsibility to the people of Rivers State. That's where the challenge is. Now, coming to what has taking place now. On Saturday, against all odds, there were local government elections in 23 local governments. First and foremost, it should interest you that the Nigerian police stated that they had a court order to restrain themselves or that restrained them from participating. I'm a legal practitioner for about 36 years. I mean, I stated it earlier on. Even if the court gave such an order, the police should be able to be in a position to challenge such order as anti-people policy law. Why will a court restrain the police in breach of constitutional provisions like Section 4 of the Police Act, under which they have a consistent responsibility to maintain law and order
during an election,
well,
and they then pull out of the state.
Okay, but you know, Chris, at this point, would like you to hold on to that thought. Let's quickly bring in Professor Alex Chukwuma, if I'm not mistaken. Professor Alex, we still have you. Lawrence Chukwuma, I beg your pardon. Professor Lawrence?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, I'd like to ask, because a lot of people believe that, you know, the political party that won the elections in, you know, Rivers State is a tool, you know, of the sitting governor. What are your thoughts? And what do you think that this party emerged from?
The party APP emerged from the grassroots. Let me give you a back.
Oh, wow. We're having challenges.
Sorry, Nigeria. All the FCT minister comes from. Are you with me?
Yes, we can hear you now. The network's not so beautiful, but go ahead.
Okay. Let me give you a background. I'm a member of APC. In Rivers State, we have two factions of APC. One faction controls about 90 to 95% of the membership of APC, under the chairmanship of Chief Emeka Beke. We tried to have Chief Amechi as the leader. Then we have another faction that is controlled by the Abuja pro-Wike APC, that the National Working Committee of APC gave the caretaker committee to manage. Now, we are aware that the APC that belong to, the National Working Committee does not recognize us, despite court order that states that elected APC officers should serve out their tenure. So we have a problem there. Then in PDP, they had a court order restraining them from going on with their Congress. They flouted it and went on with the Congress. So the grassroots in Rivers State thought it wise that, look, these two political parties, if you go on with them and elect chairman and councillors, there may be encumbrances tomorrow, legal encumbrances. So you see, majority of Rivers people came together, like my own local government area, agreed to run election on parties that are not encumbered with any tussle. That is where in my own local government area, we arrived at APP. And in that APP was like a consensus from many political parties. The governor of Rivers State has no hand in it because the governor of Rivers State is a member of PDP. And his interest is, let there be local government election so that we'll have democratically elected chairmen and councillors at the third tier level. He is not interested in whether his party is running or in whatever party is running or not, because he is governor of all Rivers people. He's the governor of all the political parties. So that was how APP came on board.
Okay.
That was how APP came on board.
All right, Professor, let me...
I don't...
Thank you for clarifying that. Let me quickly pose a question to you and Mr. Taminola. As you and I were speaking earlier on the radio, the presidency issued a statement ordering the police to take charge of the disorderliness in Rivers State. Does this mean that the presidency is complicit as to what is happening in Rivers State today? Because the pointing of fingers has been continuous from the APC, the PDP, and everyone. Does this make the president, one way or the other, look like he has a hand in the debacle in the state? But why now? Why call on the police now?
Sorry, just hold that thought. Let me take a caller quickly. Loma, you're live. Then you come back to Marianne's question.
Good evening, my dear, beautiful sister Sonia.
Good evening.
Good evening.
To Jesus, Loma from Abia State.
Welcome.
What a drama going on in Rivers State. Let me just tell us, please, with what is going on, it is clear that the political bigwigs in this country are the reason behind insecurity. I'm telling you, be it in Boko Haram, be it in like in this river, we watch people in the river state destroying a whole local government and shouting a name of a big political bigwig in this country. Is quite unfortunate. We're calling the name, hailing him by destroying property that belongs to the public. So it's now critically clear that the problem in this country is politicians.
Thank you, Loma.
I'm kneeling down now talking to you people and talking to Nigerians as a whole. Politicians, leave us alone, because one day the security that is driving you will leave you and turn against you people, one after the other. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Loma. So let's go back to Marianne's question. Professor.
The governor, the president is complicit in this. Why I'm saying this is that, take my own local government area, or my local government area, for instance. My local government council shares boundary with an area command, not just a police divisional of, not just a police division, not just a police division. An area command, my council shares a fence with area command office. Yet today, we're in the local government council, after the inauguration of the councillors, after the inauguration, swearing of vice chairman and inauguration of councillors, armed men numbering up to 50 with AK-47 came to the gate, wanted to get entrance to the about 50 of them was shooting and attempting to follow the distance. Police was there, they shot for almost 20 minutes. And of course, they were repelled. They were repelled by the youths of my local government area because what is happening in River State is like people are now resorting to self-help. We are resorting to self-help. You can imagine where sporadically for 25 minutes they were gone battle.
Let me come back to Chris.
We share fence with police, and you can imagine a situation where the police, I'm coming, you can imagine a situation where they were burning councils, and most of these councils are opposite, you see police station opposite, and the commissioner of police has not made any statement, IGP has not made any statement, the presidency has not made any statement. Probably what they want is for River State to burn down so that they will declare a state of emergency in the state, because that is the only way the Abuja people can control River State. But we'll tell them that that will not work, because Rivers people have woken up, Rivers people own River State, and we will protect the states. You will get to power, get to River State, the brick.
Okay. Let me come back to Chris. I was just going to ask, where do you see all of this, in another few months? What's the way forward? Do you see this lingering again for long? Because it seems like Wike has decided to make this a very long fight. Chris, are you there?
The president is coming. The president is not complicit.
Mr. Terminal, are you there?
Oh, wow. Okay. Professor, can you respond to the question then? Because I hear that his network is poor. Go ahead. All right.
Unfortunately, the connection today is a bit tricky.
Because I want to know if this is going to be a long fight.
Well, I mean...
Go ahead. Listen.
I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen the videos of corpses.
Yeah, littered
around the streets. Yes. It breaks my heart, and I don't know for whatever this is, and that is why every other time you see the likes of former President Goodluck Jonathan, he would always say that
no life is worth.
No life is actually worth
no
it.
Blood.
I just see young people who literally have like promising future. You know what it is to raise a child to get to that point, and what's the meaning of all of this drama? Because at the end of the day. They say when two elephants actually fight, the grass is suffering. I think they need to put an end to whatever is going on in Rivers State.
I think if you were to ask me, I'm Rivers by association because I lived there for 6 years and I worked there under the Amaechi administration and then, of course, under Wike. He didn't really like us Nigerian people. But I think that the people of the state, the onus is upon them to put a suit against the IGP of police, the presidency, and the minister of the FCT because of the mayhem that they have brought on the state today. The fact that the police, the people who have been given the authority to protect lives and property, stood by, folded their arms because of a purported court order and watched people's lives go down in flames. Taxpayers' monies, the same monies that are used to pay them and fund them, watch people go down while they are supporting a certain person.
And this even brings to the fore again, what's it called, state policing.
Whether it's state or
no,
whether it's
because
state or federal policing.
if the governor had control over his own security apparatus,
I
because
think it's
again,
potato.
you saw the video that Fubara did when he was speaking to the IGP of police.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen a picture where they took out the cap of the IG and they put the Tinubu's cap on him because it seems like it is not the IGP, it is just the president doing, because this thing is, I mean, the president is making it so obvious that you are for a certain people.
I think it's
you
just,
shouldn't
it's just
in cases like this, it shouldn't be people that are loyal to you. At this point, forget about who is loyal, who is not loyal.
No.
What is good for the state? What is right for the state?
The president is just fighting for 2027.
But that is a wrong fight, because if the whole state,
but that's what that's what it is.
It's a game of interests.
And that's what politics is.
I don't
Today,
know.
I just woke up to a tweet that I made sometime in 2011 about the new what's it called again? The patrimonial kind of governance that we have in Africa. I just don't know why I woke up to that reminder. Apparently, it's a reminder, and it's just playing out because if you see, the kind of governance and the behavior that we see, I feel like
they're not people oriented.
Everything is about because
because
these people are treating. How do you treat a state as though it's your you inherited
business.
Is your inheritance, is your heritage. That's exactly what it is.
No, it's never about you.
And it's the practice that has been very dominant in the continent. And I think that, Nigeria HQ, all of this kind of behavior. And we can see that,
I like how reverse people have taken, it upon themselves to say, enough is enough. This state belongs to us and not to one person. Because you see, the police thought that there was going to be chaos and mayhem if they did not participate in the election. And I'm almost certain that they had express orders not to involve themselves. But you see, the Rivers people knew. So they conducted themselves in a very orderly manner. And they did their elections and the results came out. And now they're like, we miscalculated. So let's just bring down hell.
Because they didn't see this part coming.
It's really shameful.
It's a very shameful thing, because for
that
me, I'm just wondering.
60-something years old as a country, we're still here.
No, if you, tell Messi. Tell Messi that one.
No.
Tell Messi. There's a video online that everybody should go and watch. That Messi was arguing with me. And I keep on saying that this thing, but why do you want to make me raise my voice?
Let's not raise our voice.
So this is the point, right? You claim to love your people. You claim to want the best for you. What is this fight about? If this governor is doing well and the people are prospering, shouldn't you be happy?
No, so
as a person, shouldn't you be happy?
Long story short, if Wike leaves this administration, because I'm hearing about a cabinet reshuffling, and if he's dropped because he's becoming too much of a problem for the administration, if he is dropped, he has no future any longer. Because I'll tell you what. There's a case in court till tomorrow in the industrial courts in River State between APC local government chairman in 2019, if I'm not mistaken, because he didn't let them. He didn't let those people become local government chairmen. And now he's hobnobbing with the APC. And then there are two factions of the APC as we speak. One run by Amechi, one run by Abuja. And the Abuja faction can take him, but you see, there's not going to be an APC.
Where will he stay?
The APC will never win any election if he goes there.
And he doesn't
and
even
he knows
have a
he
base.
can't go there. So he wants this PDP structure by force or by fire. Unfortunately,
how can you want a structure that you want again?
You're not even getting it. And then Wike knows that he will become an orphan if Tinubu drops him. So he's fighting tooth and nail to be accepted somewhere so that he can still remain politically relevant.
But he can just go home. Must he go somewhere? He can just go home and rest.
They should go and rest.
But
he can just go home to his grandkids and his family and just have.
When was the last time a politician did anything in your interest? I'm talking about any politician, whether it's your local government chairman, whether it's your councillor, whether it's your governor, or the man that's representing you on the floor of the National Assembly. When did Tinubu do anything that favored you?
Let me hear your thoughts, your final thought, Messi.
It's really sad, and you know, for the lovers of democracy, one would say that this is really not good. I know that this practice has been the kind of, you know, governance that we have. You want to look at that, where people come in and then they think that, you know, the state belongs to them, they use state resources, they abuse it. The people need to wake up and defend you know, our democracy. Because at the end of the day, there's literally not going to be any help from anywhere.
Absolutely. I was going to ask the professor, I wish, you know, I mean, we didn't lose him to the network issue. Is it okay for the people? Can we sue?
But that's what Marian said.
No, I'm even talking about for the damages. Like, you understand?
Of course, that's what I said.
All those people, can we? No, it's not about the.
No,
I mean, arrest the people that are causing
but
it
you see,
and charge them.
But the onus again lies on the same police that really said their duty. The DSS who's supposed to make sure that they get intelligence, because the faces of these people who have been captured, you know, in those videos.
That's what I'm saying. If we're able to identify the people, let us forget the person that sends them.
Your judiciary is also at the core of this problem, delivering all kinds. Former President Goodluck Jonathan just said it today, that all of these confusing court judgments is why our democracy is, you know, retrogressing instead of growing. So yes, if we find these people,
Messi said we're growing.
No, we are growing in certain ways, but the truth is, if we decide to round up these people and take them to court, and they keep postponing the judgment, justice will not be served.
Yeah, because that's also another thing about our justice system.
Will we be able to trust the judiciary to deliver? And give the people,
even when there are clear evidences,
yes, and let justice be done by the people of River State. And so this is it.
And that's why I'm also of the opinion that, you know, because with all of this is going on, there's been several debates over the years as to whether we should return back to regional government, and even the idea of having us splitting, you know, into 100
people
pieces.
Have tasted too much power.
The truth is,
who's even going to return? Who's going to return us? Is it not the same legislators who are happy to receive sitting allowances and newspaper allowances and hardship allowances? They're not going to do it.
My thoughts is that I don't think that there's anything literally wrong with, you know, the system of governance that we practice. It's just about the people that are running the system. So even if we return back to a regional system, even if we go back and say, let's even have state control and, you know, governors
control. They'll find a way around it. They'll
still I hear the guests they are back. Unfortunately, we can't take you guys. Thank you so much. We're hoping to bring you back to have this conversation, because I am actually looking for a way forward. We need to end this crisis. It's not because of the two people that are fighting. It is the people that are suffering from this. But thank you so much, Professor Mununola, Christian, and Professor Lawrence. All right, before we go, follow us across all our social media. Ensure you like, share, and follow the conversation. Now, Godfatherism can't win constantly. Instead, it destroys and tears down what one is supposed to uphold. That is a quote from Omotosho Omotayo Olawande. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. as we'll bring another great conversation to your screen.
Hey guys, it's Oluchi for Raise Breakfast. Thanks for always tuning in. Our research has shown that you're probably not subscribed to our channel. What are you waiting for? Make sure you hit that subscribe button below so you never miss out on our latest content and stay in the loop with all things Ways. If the channel grows, it means more great content for you guys. So hit that subscribe button now.